Origin Chance, home UX, and this is Destroying History with Bad Translation by channel Star Har. Yep. I went through every year in history on Sakha Wikipedia. What is that? Sakha? Let me check. Oh, it's a republic in Russia, I think. Far East or something. Oh, alright. So I guess he uses different Wikipedias. How does he choose? Is just randomly choosing it? I don't know. Yeah, this is another Destroying History from 41 AD to 2022 and forced to. Okay, that's a long one. Okay, it's gonna be fun. Is he gonna appear here? I don't know. History is such long. I don't know. He might appear. I don't know. He might not. I'm pretty sure he didn't appear in his older video. This I think is an older one than World War II. I don't know. We'll see. Remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe. So I know which type of videos to react to more. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. I did, World War I, World War II, Cold War, and modern history reaction. The he lore videos. If you haven't watched that, I guess check out the end card or link in the description. Yeah, let's do it.
You want some bad translations? I got you. I went through every year in history on Sakha Wikipedia from 41 AD to 2022 and forced Google Translate to translate it to English. Here are the highlights. In 41 AD, the Praetoria Guards killed Caligula, the Roman emperor, and killed him. Sorrow senators were able to sell and trade, and the emperor Claudius was the father of Caligula.
Okay.
And then I think the next day, the Senate of Kenites, Claudius, is the emperor of the Roman Empire. Apostle Paul messages to the Colossians. Paulinius went back to the Silurians. He was unable to explain why he had been buried in Baudic.
What the fuck?
What is Baudic? And then one of the events in 57 AD is just Emperor Ming of China. That's it. Huns brought Cotta to Central Asia.
Ming is here.
And the first bill was asked to ask the question, the emperor is a child. It's 62 AD.
That's some sick ass official
the
bun.
Is chapter 5. Pompeii, parentheses Italy, is the ancient secret neighbor of Pompeii. The Vesuvius volcano, which grew from 17 to 79 years old, made this region full of ashes. It's 104 AD. Hot Huns are selling steamed rice in the area.
Damn.
The ambassador of the Han dynasty did not meet. Hot single Huns in your area. 107 AD. Trajan had 4 tears in his mouth. This is 5,000 pairs of gladiators. That's a very strange conversion rate.
Yeah, I think it's a euphemism. Tears equals pairs of gladiators, and we know what that means, right?
And in China, 106 people from Japan to China. And the Huns of the past put their clothes in the Sayu Kuo rack in China. No wonder they were so hot they had to put their clothes into China. October 19, 197 AD. Septimus Severus was killed by the usurper Claudius Albinus in the massacre of Lug's Horse. And this massacre was a massacre that the emperor would stop until the Roman army was defeated. On the 27th of August, 537 AD, the city of Constantinople, also known as Istanbul, was visited by the Sophia Cathedral.
Damn,
He just came to visit. He's like, all right.
What's up?
1066 AD, Harold Godwinson, England team. Later in the year, found in Westminster Abbey. My favourite month, 6014. Hastings massacre of Duke William of Normandy and the loss of England's throne. Sotoru, almost as much as William, will spread the secret of the feudal lords of England to the whole of England. Mantan and Biez go home from the English language to the French language. Wilhelm I the Great becomes King of England. Okay. Yosef ibn Nagrel, who was the first Muslim to enter the city of Granada, did not die. That's newsworthy.
Before everybody just like point blank.
1109.
Wait a minute. Is that bang? Oh, I guess they would have been arrows, right?
The Poles and the Germans were killed. Rest in peace. In 1230, Castile and Aragon became one of the kingdoms. Certainly one of the kingdoms of all time.
Became the kingdom.
The Battle of Saul, is that real? 1270. The Mongols conquered the Sun Empire. They're in space now. In 1291, the Crusaders refused to enter Palestine. I'm not going in. 1302, the French are barking. In 1346, Black Milk, plague in Europe in 2 pandemics. In 1337, the Family Series. That's the original Family Guy. 1415, in this way, the French are better than the British. 1420, the clothes are worn in the evening. In the 1450s, the Ottoman Empire conquered most of Europe. Once again, Castile, Leon, and Aragon are part of the kingdoms. They still are one of the kingdoms of all time. In 1490, middle-class housing develops in Europe. Less protection. And geography is not for the elderly. Okay, if you're like 60 doing geography, get out. In 1532...
I remember when... No, we are not having that. Get out of here. This is not for the elderly.
Spain. The Incans are going to eat their food. Ottomans conquer Persia. The Habsburgs then conquer Persia. Venice conquers Venice. They just wanted in on it, but they didn't achieve much.
Yeah. Everybody's conquering something. We should conquer something. What is the easiest thing to conquer? Our own country? Oh, there you go.
Of Wales in the legal system of England. It's the first time Wales was legal. So from
that is kind of accurate,
to
knowing
1648, a long time ago, they brought their horses to Germany, and they were sent to France, Spain, and Sweden. All those who joined the European Union are satisfied, protected from discrimination for the sake of religion. Protestants are Catholics. A bit controversial. The Habsburgs, who were in good health, kept their eyes open for the future. It is a good idea to open the door to all people who have bought it and spread the word. Spread the word about the open door, okay?
Okay.
In 1654, Ukraine annexes Russia. In 1764, the secret of the new diet. Secularization.
By the way, how European Union apparently... That is what he said. Yeah, European Union existed back then apparently too.
There you go. If you're trying to lose weight, just secularize. 1776, Slavery 9. Scotland is divided from the rest of the world. In 1781, William Herschel will destroy the planet.
What the fuck?
William Herschel,
Uran will destroy the planet. He went ballistic there.
will destroy the planet. 1783. Series for the preparation of the eclipse of the United States. France and Spain give Great Britain of Gibraltar to the series. Everything that goes to Spain from the UK will be sent to Gibraltar within 12 days. British Gibraltar is not the same as this island. 1784. The 14th anniversary of the 14th anniversary of the 14th anniversary of the 1783 anniversary of the birth of the 1783 anniversary of the 14th anniversary.
Somebody needs to put them all math together. That's a very long time.
I'm going to die. Next I'm going to die.
That's a subliminal message.
1799. From the beginning of the arrival in Great Britain, the minds of the people are not killed. Slavery.
Okay, this is really... Okay, I don't want to stop it there.
1799. Admiral
still there.
Fedor Ushankov completed the surrender of the French garrison before the arrival of Corfu. I can save you from child...
Damn, that's strong. Alright, seriously. This is way too chaotic that coherence is not there. So I guess it does make sense how the recent ones are better in that way. But this is way too crazy. It's like most of the things don't even make sense. It's way too crazy, I guess. So one thing I found out that I like bad translation, but if it's too bad, it's not that fun compared to how if it creates a trend, right? This is way too incoherent. I guess whatever language he used in the World War and Cold War, World War II videos, right? That language, I think, was it Laos? I think it was language from Laos, right? That creates bad translate, but something that can be somewhat coherent, that it actually makes some fun alternate history. This is just way too bad that it's really hard to understand.
1803. The United States of America went to Orleans
Wait a minute, what?
Orleans for the ceremony of surrendering Louisiana from France. France will sell the secret of the United States of America to the United States for $10 million. It's a bit horrible. 1804.
It was a ransom.
The end of the Ottoman Empire was part of the first Serbian civilization. It makes it sound like a space empire.
Seriously.
Johann
Empire
Wagner,
Strike Back.
who came from Frankfurt to Vienna, Austria, made a sausage.
It was a historical
Those
event.
who are afraid of sausages will come from Vienna to Frankfurt. Sausages from Frankfurt are the meat of the middle class, and they are connected to the meat of Vienna sausages. Sausages made according to the original recipe is one of the most important ingredients in the kitchen.
Way too many euphemisms
Vasily
there.
Fedorov, a person who is able to enter the field from the shadow of the people of the city. Before singing new songs, ask the women of the village to learn more about their beards.
If you're gonna do this, get it right.
1807, Napoleon's massacre. Napoleon knew that Bennigsen's relatives would return to Eylau, and the massacre of 40 was carried out. I'm not going to kill you anymore. 1808, the 21st day of the year, the number of nuclear power plants in the world is the same as that of Sweden. In 1809, Alexander I found the land of Finland in Russia. It was there the whole time. It just took him a bit to find it. Louis Braille, France is a plane, a letter to change the mind of on behalf of the anal group. 1814, Napoleon will
That is
come
some
again.
sick insult
But
there.
after the massacre of the Brienne Horse, Napoleon will not show mercy to Prussia and Russia. It does not have a lot of milk. 3 to 4 tons of milk and 11 tons of milk. Which does sound like quite a bit of milk, to be honest. 1891,
So 14 or
Alexander
15.
III was very angry about the Trans-Siberian Railroad. It's World War One, and it's the beginning of the day. It was one of the events of the sowing of wild wheat.
It was one of the
Also in World War One, 12 million people were sent to Syria to get milk.
milk
Because of
is
their
the most
income
important
from
thing.
prayers, and 55 million people to the west. In 1918, the
prayers.
Ukrainian People's Republic of Ukraine has decided to withdraw from Ukraine. They might have to change their name now. In 1923,
What the fuck?
it is known that Walt Disney is a media corporation with a huge financial budget and a lot of killers.
That is so
In
true.
1928, the quality of the field
That
soil-
makes sense, right? Disney, but I mean, I still, what was that? Was it South Park? I think it's South Park, right? When they talk about Disney, there was an actual Mickey Mouse as a chairman or owner or whatever, saying that with a baseball bat, basically acting like a thug. That makes sense, right? Disney owns a lot of shit nowadays. From Marvel to Star Wars, nothing is left. Makes sense. They would have some hired killers. There you go. They all look like Mickey Mouse.
is very good due to the introduction of giants. That would probably help out. 1933, Germany is freed. Hindenburg is removed from the chancellorship of Adolf Hitler, and the Nazis are coming. Also in 1933, which I just...
Seriously, the hindsight, how fucked up. First, he talked about how Mickey Mouse and his Mickey Mouse look-alike assassin. I'm still going to imagine that, right? All the Mickey Mouses running around, they are the assassins. Right? That's image in my head now, right? South Park episode where Mickey Mouse is like thug. Now they are all assassins like that real world. And then he talks about an event of how Nazis are coming. And a hindsight, how terrifying that is. If you have a time machine, go back to that time and you read that, how terrifying that would be. Like, you would literally have, you wouldn't think that right now, but if you were actually in that position, thinking that you might be able to do something from here, and just the pressure of that, you would have a panic attack. You start to feel heaviness in your chest as soon as you hear that sentence.
didn't know about. 92% of all Germans were killed by the Nazis. The party is in full
see?
swing. All
German.
these sales to Bavaria will be done in a pot. He answered his questions and brought all of his friends and family to the big city. The Nazis killed 17 million people. 6 million of them were debauchery. Why does Jewish translate to debauchery? In 1940, debauchery. Why does Jewish translate to debauchery? In 1942.
Yeah, I mean, can this be more pro-Nazi newsletter than anything else? Like, wait a minute, who are you talking about? Wait a minute, why are you calling them debauchery? There you go.
Singapore was wet for at least 2 days. In 1944, the Philippines was attacked by the US and Japanese fleets, and they were able to destroy the island of Leyte. In this case, the aircraft carriers will be sold to the American fleet, and the American fleet will be destroyed. In
It's an inside job.
1945, it is the first time in Alaska that you can find a wild boar. This is the first step towards discrimination against the US.
It's a
1946,
proper operation.
Hungary is a whore. 1955. Please tell us about the Rosa Parks bus route from Montgomery to the USA. He was arrested and fined $10 for...
What the fuck? He appeared. This is the first time he appears? What? I didn't see he coming. He appeared. He was arrested and fined $10 for theft. How the fuck this is escalated? Hungary is a whore and now he appears. This is true. I didn't thought he's gonna appear in 1955. Look at that.
theft. Due to this reason, the old brachias are boycotting the health service and the buses. US President Luther Terry, who criticizes the famous firebrand, saying, "It's not a cure. The pans on the stove should be checked to see if there's any medicine, and the pans should be heated." In 1965, Pope Paul VI gave a message to the Christians from the dead. In 1990, Mikhail Gorbachev, the founder of the USSR, was awarded the Nobel Prize. On the other hand, it is a sign of glasnost, which is a sign of a ban on the people of Russia. In 1999, I can't wait to get to Kazakhstan. Also in 1999, Boris Johnson was invited to the party of the FSB to celebrate Vladimir Putin's birthday. The last day Yeltsin will be happy and Putin will be 10 years old. Happy birthday, pal. In 2002,
he's already
Europe's
president
slaughter
there, so
is
he's a
killer to
10-year-old.
keep the euro. Also in 2002, Salt Lake City in the 19th Olympic Games. George Bush is dead.
Oh,
I can't wait to watch the anime series Naruto.
what? He made the news, world global news. That's how big it is. There you go, in 2002.
2004, the year of Vladimir Putin, who gave his arms to China. After 4 years of breeding, these bees will be sent to China, where anal wax is produced. In 2008,
This is political commentary.
it is
That's
known
what this
that Fidel
whole
Castro
Wikipedia
will
page
go
is.
to Cuba with a big ticket. Later, Fidel Castro will be released from the Turkish solos in Cuba. He can sell his clothes for more than 100 takas, which is a Guinness World Record. Give it up for Castro, everybody. 2012. Mohammed Nasheed, the president of the Maldives, knows that he will steal from the world. 2015, China
He can't
knows
do anything
the
about it, he
development
knows
of
it.
the so-called missing bullet license in 35 years. Also in 2015, it's now possible to ask for a beard. 2017,
It's
on
legal
the day
now.
of Donald Trump's first election, 160 names of 400,000 US citizens were expected to be paid. Donald Trump's dream of giving birth to the march will become a reality. More than 200,000 people died in Washington. Just because Donald Trump
Yeah, he was talking about actually marching in the streets, right? That wasn't a thing in US, but I guess he did that. I guess that's what he's talking about, but that's still funny.
gave birth to the march. 2021. The following scholarships will be awarded. Read the book and put it on the fruit. Do what you want. It's the coldest day of the year. I'm hoping to win the read the book and put it on the fruit award. In 2021, the US will provide education to the people of Belarus. 2 people were not killed and Congress was evacuated.
That's what happens when you provide
I
education.
like how they left because someone was not killed. In 2022, you've only got
They provide education, like 2 people are not killed, we are out of here. Congress walks away.
a couple of choices. You can either give a blessing to those who cultivate the Arasia, send us a message to Belarus, send Shusha to Azerbaijan, the border between Uzbekistan and Norway, or go to Kazakhstan.
What's that, Kazakhstan? Something's happening in Kazakhstan, I'm telling you. I love how there is this, mention of the healer there, I guess. This is the oldest video, I guess this is where he kind of started. There you go. Hungary is a whore. That just caught me off guard, man. I just this is getting to too angry commentary now, right? It started from something to something to then, I guess, somewhat analysis to point blank political commentary, biased political commentary. That's what that was. Horrible. That was destroying history with bad translation by Star Harm. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.